is Aline White Swan. Welcome to the Mysterious Domain Tarot Card Readings. This is a State of the World reading. I do these every week. And this time I want to look at the whole thing with the monkey pox and whether or not we're going to end up with another situation with our health and what's going to come out of that. Are they going to try to do more of the old, stay home? Are they going to do more of the old cover your mouth? Are they going to do any of that? I'm sure, because it's summer and then they start thinking about this stuff in the fall because we're all supposed to be sickly and stuff like this. I want to see if they're going to actually succeed, if they're going to follow through with that again. So I'm using the GoldenTarot. I found my own tarot deck, the Tuatha de Danaan Tarot deck, doesn't seem to read well for me for type of reading. I tried and they don't want to go there, at least now. So I'm using different decks. This is the GoldenTarot deck. This has been one of my favorite decks of all time. And so I'm using that and we'll do the gypsy spread. So I'm going to lay them out. I find this is just a really good spread for looking at larger events that transcend the personal. Realize that we're in Mars and Jupiter in Aries with Chiron in Aries, so the state of the individual is very much accented now. And Uranus in the middle of Taurus tends to bode poorly for economy. Taurus being the most stable of signs and Uranus being the most unstable of planets. I need a bigger table. I want to see, because this all affects everything. If we recall, everything was affected last time and things are normal now. Now we might have to face another situation. So that's these giant crystals I have. Anyway, let's just see. So these three are the present moment, kind of the past, present, and future of the present. Well, the Seven of Coins reversed in the recent past, so we know that regarding the last time in 2020 and 2021, we went through some lean times. Our harvest did not come in, and this also suggests to me about the food shortage situation. Because one of the things causing the food shortage isn't just a lack of fertilizer or a lack of farming, but also the cost of now, because like where I am, gas is $6 a gallon for the premium gas. No, regular gas actually. Depends on which gas station you go to. The regular gas is $6 a gallon and the diesel is close to $7. So that affects the cost of the food. So people are sitting here on their money at the moment saying, what do I do? I don't want to spend my money. I have to be very careful how I spend my money. And, she's kind of looking around. This is the walled medieval city, and she's looking around at these people that are the royals, kind of trotting around and coming in and out of the castle. And she's there. And she's a queen, I guess, because she's got a crown, but she's also like a bookkeeper, and she's doing her books, and she's looking at her coins are in the dirt. That's like the food, that's like the crops. Her coins are in the dirt, and then she has all this real estate behind her there, and she's just not quite sure. There's kind of a bull on that bucket next to her, a bull sign like a Taurus or a bullish market or whatever, but she don't know how to invest her money. She's going, okay, I'm looking around, what's going on here? She's looking over here at the harvest not happening, and look at all those lazy people. They won't work. Well, they're not necessarily lazy. Maybe some of them have started YouTube channels or something. They're finding alternative ways to make a living. So it appears as though people are not working, but there's just a kind of an economic malaise hanging around. In the near future, like on the doorstep, we have the Chariot reversed, and the Chariot reversed is just things are stalled out. We have a flat tire, we've got a stalled out engine, we're just wanting to move forward, but it's mainly uncertainty that I pick up here. it's not just our uncertainty, but I feel like the powers that should not be, it's their uncertainty as well. Like, how are we going to take our next step? Because people are resisting the program now. We've shown our hand a little too openly, right? So in this door, the Death card reversed, the Ten of Coins reversed, and the Empress reversed. Oh my goodness. That's the fruitfulness of the Empress. She's Venus, but she's also kind of a Mother Earth as well. The Ten of Coins reversed. The Death card reversed always feels like a block to me, because when you get the Death card right side up, it's death and rebirth. It's like transformation. If we look at the Empress as the queen, you know, and the great mother, it's winter. It's a very wintry feeling. And we know what winter is, right? When things aren't growing, when people staying in. If you live in the north, if you live in a place that has snow and all that stuff, and I see this kind of as snow when I look at that upside down. People preserving what they have. And let's just go further with the reading. All the cards are upside down. I just must have dealt the deck upside down. Sometimes I'm never sure about that. So if this is the general state of the world, right, that this is happening everywhere, and they're, unfortunately, because of the things that they've set in motion so far, there are parts of the world where people are going to go hungry, and that's really bad. And I see the mother with the baby here. We had this whole baby formula fiasco. I think when I was a kid, a lot of women made their own baby formula. I mean, it's possible to do that. Anyway, sometimes I think, too, these times are about throwing us back on ourselves and saying, you need to get back to basics. You need to get back to making your own baby formula. Maybe you have to get back to growing some of your own food. You need to start to learn how to be like a human again, right? To be like we used to be before all the tech thing happened and kind of took over our lives. The need to just get down to earth. The way I think you counter Uranus and Taurus is by doing Taurus. You kind of prepare for change, but you plant your feet in the earth, like she's doing right there, planting her feet in the earth. Now, this is the card, the Four of Cups is like a apathy. Both of these, the Four of Cups and the Five of Cups together, to me, are just apathy. And also it feels like this person is kind of waiting for news, right? Waiting for this angel to give the news about what's going to happen, which is what this reading is for. And this one is afraid that their glass is half empty. Like they're thinking, oh my God, this giant black angel crow thing is going to come in and it's going to be bad news. And this again has to do with the Eight of Pentacles, with work and producing and being engaged in creating products and services and all the things that run an economy on an individual level. And so I think here we've got the collective, I hate that word, but the collective versus the individual struggle. And with all this energy in Aries, the individual struggle is what it's all about. With Chiron there, it means that our initiative, our own initiative, make sure you make use of this time, because it's giving you a great jump start until Mars goes into Taurus, which I think it's going to go in the end of July, something like that. I'm not sure, but it is going to go into Taurus. So Taurus is like when Taurus is doing something and they're engaged and they've jump started with Aries and gotten it going. And once they're going, they don't stop. I don't know how many of you may have known Tauruses, but they don't stop. They just go forever. They just pull that plow across the field of the universe and they don't stop. So this is why you want to use this energy now to get your personal situation functioning and going. Get that chariot going. Get the gas in the car. Put the chariot right side up. Get your gas now. Fill your tank in the literal sense, but also in the psychological sense. Put some gas in your tank and start building. Start doing something that helps you personally, despite what's going on. In the general sense, the world is here. The world, all is the Virgin Mary with all the people under her cloak, right? She's the Great Mother again. She's right side up this time. She's not upside down. She's sheltering humanity under her cloak. And we have the four evangelists, which is the six signs of the zodiac, the four apostles that wrote the Bible. The four fixed signs of the zodiac: Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, and Aquarius. So the world's in order, and she's protecting the people. And here's the harvest. This is the Four of Wands. This harvest is happening. You see all the people together, the families, the people, the friends, the group, helping each other. I mean, there are people that predict if there's food shortages, people are going to shoot each other in the grocery store or steal your groceries or do this and that, right? Or there's going to be like a Black Friday in the food aisles, you know. Yeah, that's a possibility. But you also have the possibility of banding together with some like-minded people and creating plenty in the midst of scarcity or contrived scarcity, and keeping your emotions under control. The Two of Swords is kind of like antennas as well. You're tuning into a higher vibration, which is helping you keep your emotions under control. And we're not going to do any more of this childish emoting all over the place and letting us tail wag the dog and run us around like, oh my God, and you know, my feelings are hurt. No, we got to give that up, because we need to work together. Everyone has feelings that get hurt sometimes. You know, be an adult and just say, okay, you know, sticks and stones or whatever, but that's a need to tune into the bigger picture and find friendship and open your heart to the universe, because the Great Mother, the Virgin Mary, the goddess, is here protecting us, believe it or not. Now, the Queen of Swords reversed is a need to make clear decisions. It's very difficult. If you're doing this, if you're feeling that scared and uncertain and apathetic, and you're not working, you're going to be confused. Because what this Holy Grail is that you got to sacrifice something. And what I feel you have to sacrifice is the old pattern of thinking. We are moving into the Aquarian age, and I'm an Aquarius, and I'm not a fan of a lot of Aquarius archetype personally. Like, I don't adore science. I don't love tech. I use tech, but I don't love it. I don't admire robots. I really dislike robots, to be honest with you. I'm kind of more of a nature girl, you know. I have Taurus rising, maybe that's it. I don't like a lot of the Aquarian archetype and the way it's coming across. It can also be, though, this banding together in like-minded groups and having the intellectual foresight and detachment to be able to build that new world that we need if we're going to get through this patch. Now, I want to know about the Monkey Pox. Well, it's a lie. We know it's a lie. The Seven of Swords is the liar's card. In fact, the pictures that they show with people have those horrible bumps on their skin are actually not monkeypox. They're showing you that to alarm you and to scare you. That's why they're showing you that. That's not what it is. And it's all, you know. And so what are they going to do? Most of us, I think, are now awake to what they've been doing last time. What are they going to do? Well, they're stopping the shipping. They are stopping the shipping. It's not normal for ships to wait in the harbor, is it? It's siege. It's siege. And in fact, when you look at this lady here in the outside the castle, she's got all the money, and they're all going inside the castle. And there's a siege. When they cut off the food supplies through shipping, not letting the boats come into the docks. If they can't scare us with a monkeypox. But that looks to me, businesses will not go along with the former program again. Small businesses have decided that no matter what happens, they're staying open, and the ethical small businesses will not demand unfair restrictions on employees. Kind of glary on there. Oh, is that better? The Three of Pentacles with the Judgment card. Small businesses are not going to go along with any of this. Restaurants may struggle because of the supply chain stuff. But what about, are they going to make us have to wear the thing anymore? Is that, well, it looks like they're going to try to do the old, what do you call it? the security blanket for some people. That's the Sun card. That's a child, right? The childish people who want to feel safe and secure under their little, blankies, they're going to want to do that again. But is it going to be enough people for it to become a thing? No, we're walking away from that. We're not going to fall for that anymore. No more Karen stuff. No more of this, people threatening you because you don't wear the thing. And, frankly, legally, it was okay for people with medical issues to not have to wear it, but that nobody respects the law. They don't respect the fact that there are people who medically cannot wear things like that on their face. I mean, it's just a fact. And children should never be wearing anything like that on their face. Well, that's me. But this is the Eight of Cups. This is walking away. This is being more like the Two of Swords, being more detached and saying, no, they're not going to get the cooperation. If they try to do this again with the Monkey Pox, no, people are not going to cooperate with it. Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Cups is, again, it's the feminine, the nurturing, the motherly energy. We've got our goddesses here. I think women who are more in touch with their femininity are going to start talking more and getting, this is the Two of Wands with the Wish card, the Nine of Cups, which again is the Madonna with the child. Again, we got the Virgin Man. This is kind of a very Catholic tarot deck, but because it's medieval, but she's showing up all over the place here. The divine feminine has to come back. And the divine feminine is not the type of feminine we're seeing now. That's not divine. Our original instructions as women was to be warm-hearted, nurturing, caring, keeping the home and the center of the home and the hearth fire and making the food. That's the most primal image of a woman. Taking care of the children, loving everybody and everything, loving the animals, loving the plants, just making creations out of domestic things, what's at hand, and creating beautiful things. And some cultures do massive embroideries and they do beautiful sewing, and women have normally been very creative within the home. And I think that being that aspect of the bridge between nature and God, being the embodiment of God's creation of nature, empowering the man who is the bridge between earth and God, and bringing consciousness to nature, bringing the male Adam was the one who named everything, right? He's the one bringing consciousness to nature and seeing nature and seeing the woman, seeing the children, seeing the house. And now that I see it, how do I support it and provide for it and keep it growing and sustaining life? Women bring the new life into the world, and the men sustain the life by bringing what he finds in the outside into the house, into the home. And that's our original instructions. And this looks to me like there are going to be women emerging who are going to be having a louder voice, a more present voice, empowered by the goddess to bring the divine feminine. This is also a card of the divine feminine. And the Hangman is the man spiritualizing. He's hung up. He can't go anywhere because the Holy Spirit is grabbed him, and his ego is below, and his soles of his feet, his souls is above. I'm not getting a lot of Monkey Pox. The moon. I'm still thinking about what they're going to do about it. Well, the moon they're going to get thrown off their horse. They're going to get thrown off there. They're going to offer us more stimulus money, because although some of the businesses will not close down, some will, but they're going to bribe us. I think that's their last resort, is to bribe, especially if they see us building communities that are working for us outside of them. Because I just look at this moon card and this Knight of Swords reversed. I just see him falling off. He wants to attack. He's there to attack, but he's falling off his horse. He can't do anything. And here the government or these people, they want to say, oh, here, we'll help you with this. But it's a pittance. It's not enough money for anybody, really. And the stars are, stars are a beautiful card, but if it's hopes and wishes that are not grounded in anything real, then it's kind of false hope. Check on that too. This is the man by the fire, King of Wands. Well, he could be. The King of Wands is looking at the Seven of Cups, and he's looking at many options. Now, it's the King of Wands. He's a fiery, kind of reddish, orangey guy, right? And he's looking at options. He's looking at the map of the emotional tone of the country or of the world. He's looking at, that's what it feels like. This is a screen, and he can see what it looks like. Should he move forward? Like, he's looking at it, and he's getting a message indeed to go forward with this Page of Pentacles. There's a gift here, a gift. And it's being given to him, and it's coming in very quickly. We're going to start hearing from this person a lot, especially people who are having a really hard time, who feel defeated. This is how he made it before, remembering the past and going back and remembering their suffering in the past. And actually, I think petitioning him to come back. Because at least in this country, things were so much better than, especially for working people. Things were like incredibly so much better. There were no wars. That to me is really important. And there were no wars. We don't want to go back to 2020 and 2021. And we don't want to go back to struggling financially and struggling on every level to survive. That's not what we want to do. And this is sort of sizing up the situation and saying, okay, we need a boundary. We need to have not just national boundaries, we need personal boundaries. We need the personal boundaries that say, yes, there are group issues, there are collective issues, but I as an individual, I have to set my boundaries. Because if each individual tends their own garden, then there will be a lot of gardens, right? But if somebody's out there just stealing from other people's gardens or just expecting someone to hand it to them, it's not going to be there. So we have to set our boundaries, and then we have a sense of grace. But I am honestly not seeing anything about another plague. So what are they going to do? What are they going to do? They're not going to just sit there and not do something. What are they going to do? They do back off sometimes. The poison cup. Do not take any tea. Do not take any elixirs. Potions, none of that. This queen will try to tame the lion, which is the waking up people, right? With elixirs and potions and teas. And if we take that's the devil, the dog jumping on the bed, the black dog, your worst nightmare. And it's also about waking up to the nightmare and going, wait, this is a nightmare. And now what am I going to do? I am going to go out there and I'm going to fight back. And then you get the 10 of Cups. You get fulfillment. So here's my nutshell on this rather meandering reading with too many cards. Because I asked in the beginning, are they going to do another 2020, 2021? Are they going to do that again? And I see that there's too much resistance. There are people who will go along with it and want that to come back. Believe it or not, there are people who want that to come back, but it's not going to happen. Too many people are resisting now. They see too clearly what's been going on. There's too much information out there to turn a blind eye. They aren't going to expect or believe that the powers that should not be are going to take care of them. They're going to find their own path. They're going to find their own way. They're going to find like-minded people and build like we all come from villages originally, right? They're a village, they're a tribe, whatever. Sometimes I hate all this kind of language, but finding your place where you have more self-determination and self-reliance. Because I think this whole test is about self-reliance for us. I think this is all about self-reliance. They're going to try to bribe us with various things. And there is a former world leader whose color is orange and who's thinking, he's looking at the landscape emotionally. He's looking at the landscape in terms of ideas and what the people are doing and how they're reacting, responding to things. And he's not really going to exactly make the move until he gets a signal from the people. And the people are going to give him that signal, and it's going to come out of the blue. It's going to come fast and furious because we're going to be so desperate by the end of this scenario we have right now. And we don't want to go back there. This is like, we ain't going back there. We're not going back there. We're not. And we want to be genuine people. We want to be true to ourselves. We want the truth. We want honesty. We want truth. The truth people and the women who are in touch with the divine feminine are going to start speaking up more and more and getting more and more influence. The women who want to follow their original instructions, and I'm not just talking about the traditional 1950s housewife at all. There will be those, but there will always be women who don't do that. But that doesn't mean they're not in touch with their divine feminine. And they will try to give us tea, they will try to give us potions and elixirs and all kinds of things, build, gin up some kind of fear of a monkey pox, something. But people aren't going to buy it. They're going to fight back. So this is my prediction for what's coming up next few months regarding this kind of psyop. Maybe you see something else. You agree with what I said, you don't agree with what I said, please leave a comment, One thing with the Age of Aquarius that's going to happen is Aquarius is a very masculine sign, which is the sign that's really into scientism and technocracy and robots and all that stuff. I'm not even a Star Trek fan, but the opposite of that is Leo. And Leo is, it's the royalty and it's all of that stuff and it's the aristocracy and all that Leo. But also Leo is the sign of the mother and child, the mother lion, the mother child, the lion. The Aquarius human, the lion of Leo, she's trying to hold that Leo lion. She's trying to keep it back. And here, take these needles, take these, take this stuff, I made it in my lab. You can go to the other side to find your way into the Age of Aquarius if you're like me and you dislike all of that. It's in the Leo, the hearth, the home, the fireplace. Leo's fixed fire. It's the fireplace, it's the hearth, it's the home. It's the cat on the windowsill, right? In the sun. So that's all I have to say. I think I talked too much. So I hope you enjoy the reading and I hope you come back again. I do this on a weekly basis. Take care. Bye-bye.